So there's been a 5-day ceasefire between Iran and the U.S. And I'm happy to hear that now the Straits of Hormuz are going to be policed by 20 different countries. I'm very happy about that. And the U.S. and the mullas, that's who run Iran right now, are in talks. What are you doing having talks with the mullahs? Oh, we're looking for peace. We want peace. And no. Okay. Remember a little operation called World War II? World War II was basically a fight, the Allied forces against Japan, because they attacked us first. Remember, those were the first suicide bombers, the kamikazes. And against Italy, they've cleaned up their act, and Germany. In Germany, right? When we beat the Germans, or let me be more specific, when we beat the Nazis in World War II, did we start talking with them on how to have peace? No. What did we do? Well, what we did with the surviving Nazis, the ones that didn't get blown up, shot, or mutilated, was we arrested them. What was the charge again? What did they do? Oh yeah, crimes against humanity. Crimes against humanity. They tried to exterminate the Jews. Okay, look. I'm not claiming to be the smartest guy in the room, although I am the only guy in the room right now. But don't you think we should take the remaining mullahs that are still trying to run their government, and probably will kill thousands more Iranians just for having a different opinion? Don't you think we should take the mullahs and put them under arrest? Don't you think we should start doing that? And if they fail to surrender, well, you know what happens after that. War is hell. I don't understand. Where is the disconnect? Why? Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Am I retarded? Am I stupid? I just gave you ammunition for comments. I'm nobody to blame but myself. But am I crazy? When we defeated Germany, we went so far to build a wall between East and West Germany. That's how bad they were. They were so bad, we had to, for a little time, dissolve that country. I think we should do the same thing to Iran. Not so much a wall, but we should start arresting the mullahs, just like we arrested the Nazis. Remember the Nazis? And remember when, after that, a lot of Nazis fled to the U.S., fled to the Netherlands, fled somewhere else to hide, right? Why were they still hiding if everything was okay? And every time we called, when I saw, every 3-4 years, we would catch an old Nazi and that he was part of the Nazi regime, we would prosecute them. What was the charge again? Oh yeah, that's right. Crimes against humanity. They tried genocide on the Jews. Does anybody remember that? Why aren't we doing the same thing with the mullahs? You know the difference between the mullahs and the Nazis? Religion and wardrobe. That's it. And the mullahs are actually worse because instead of trying to exterminate another race, they're exterminating their own race to keep them under control. For Allah. No, bro. Nah, man. That's gotta stop. That's gotta stop. So, yeah. And for a lot of people that think I'm all the way Trump, I'm not all the way Trump all the time. Because Robert Mueller just died. You know Mueller? It's Mueller time. He was prosecuting Trump for the Russia gate, which was a horrible, terrible thing. But you know what? We answer to a higher form of conduct. When Trump said he was happy he was dead, or good, he's dead. Yeah, that's what the tweet was, right? Something like that. Just because they danced on Charlie Kirk's grave doesn't mean we can do the same. We can do the same thing. Tit for tat, fight fire with fire. No. We're better than that. You don't celebrate somebody's death, no matter what they did. Who are you to talk, Alex? You've never been... Excuse me. I'm sorry. You don't seem to understand what I've done. I forgave my father's killer. My father got killed over 25 years ago, or about 25 years ago. And he was stabbed to death over 20 times. They found the guy, and then they released him. And long story short, I said, I could go full Batman, but I don't have the money. And plus, that would drive me crazy looking for the killer. So I went to God, I got on my knees, and I said, Lord, I forgive the man that killed my father. He took away one of the best friends I ever had. He was a drunk, but in his latter years, he started to sober up. And then some animal ripped him away from me. Do I still think he should be caught and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law? Yes, I do. Actually, I think he deserves the death penalty. But the thing was, I forgave him. And at that moment, I felt a huge rock lifted from my shoulders. I physically felt it. And all the stress that I've had, all the anxiety that I had went away. Because I forgave that man. And I know there's a lot of people that danced on Charlie Kirk's grave. And they have their reward. They do. But just because somebody does something doesn't mean you should take vengeance on that person and do the same thing. And turn around and do the same thing. Trump is a great leader. Trump is a great president, probably the greatest president to go down in history. He helped us out a lot economically. As far as running the country, he did drain the swamp to some extent. But I believe that swamp will be there. When Jesus comes back, that swamp will still exist. Okay? There's a couple things you don't do in life. And that's dance on another man's grave when his family's grieving. That wasn't cool, man. That was not cool, Donnie. That wasn't cool at all. That's actually embarrassing to show how petty you really are. That's wrong. That was wrong. I'm calling it out. I'm sorry, it was wrong. What are you going to do? Call me a loser? Call me a loser. I know I'm a loser. I'm a sinner. I'm saved by grace, though. And Christians shouldn't dance on other people's graves and celebrate their death. I remember when I had my roommate, he told me that Dianne Feinstein died. When Dianne, remember, that's the woman that says, turn in your guns, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn in your guns. Oh, like and share this video if you sympathize with my point of view, please. It'll help my algorithm, and it wouldn't hurt if you buy me a cup of coffee. $1, $3, $5, whatever little you can give can help me start off, and I can really get going and buy some equipment to give you a better quality of broadcast. Anyway, when I found out that Dianne Feinstein died, I said good. The second I said good, I regretted what I said. You shouldn't dance on somebody's grave when they die. That's wrong. And if it's wrong for them to dance on Charlie Cook's grave, it's wrong for us to do the same thing. It's wrong for us to do the same thing. And like I said before, I don't think Donald Trump is ever going to apologize for what he said or for what he tweeted. But for the record, on that great day, when the Lord asked me, Alex, what did you do? What did you say? I can say, Lord, I stood against that. I condemned that language and I condemn that behavior. That's not what Make America Great Again is all about. In fact, I shouldn't be wearing his hat right now. I shouldn't be wearing his hat at all right now. That's not what MAGA's all about. That's not what MAGA's all about. Trump is a great leader, but he lacks forgiveness, mercy, has some compassion, but not towards his enemies. And Jesus Christ said, love your enemies. Pray for those who desperately persecute you and hate you. Pray for those. That's why Christianity has always been, will always be, the only true religion in the world and the largest religion in history. I'm not happy for what he said. In fact, that is one stain on his presidency that he'll always have. I don't care what he did for you. I don't care what he did to you. I don't care what he did to you. Did he ransack your house? Really? Did he kill your father? Huh? Did he stab him over 20 times? No. And that forgiveness didn't come from me. That forgiveness that I had in my heart, God placed that into my heart to forgive that man. Because I know the same Savior that died on that cross for me, died on that cross for Hitler, died on that cross for the man that killed my father, died on that cross for Robert Mueller, died on that cross for, I'm going to say it, AOC, died on that cross for everybody. See, Jesus Christ didn't come here to save the righteous. He came here to save the unrighteous. And he came to die for sinners. And it says in the Bible, for all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. There is none righteous, no, not one. There is none that understandeth, there is none that seeketh after God. Maybe when we're in a little trouble, right? We do a little prayer. I'll do anything, Lord. I'll make a deal with you. You can't make a deal with a God that has everything and owns everything, that created everything. You can't make a deal with God like that. That's insulting. In fact, I knew a guy. Never mind. I'm not a backbiter. I got a backbiting video that you're going to love. But anyway, let me stay on topic. Let me stay on point. Let me stand on business. What Donald Trump said was wrong in every sense of the word and in every scenario. You don't dance on another man's grave, no matter if he's your enemy. In fact, you're supposed to pray for your enemies and forgive your enemies and have compassion towards the weak and have mercy towards your enemies and mercy towards the ones that don't understand. Let me move on to other things with these podcasters. Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes. Why are you pricks? Why are you saying that the Jews were in charge of slavery and it's only the black race, the African race, that were slaves? In fact, you don't understand this, Candace, but every race had slaves. Every race was slaves. My background is full of slavery. I have ancestors that were slave owners and were slaves. I'm Puerto Rican. I come in all flavors, baby. Tucker Carlson, you're a sellout. You're a sellout, and you need to have a genuine laugh, not that fake laugh that you have. Why don't you ask your friends in Qatar? They'll do anything you ask, right? And And for Nick Fuentes, you're just a straight up jerk, bro. You could put a lot of things on Nick Fuentes, but the fact that you're just a jerk and you know what you put out there? You put out rage bait so you can get clicks. Okay? You haven't lived long enough to be wise. And I just wanted to say that on the Rivera Report. Please like, share, and subscribe. It'll help my algorithm. Share this video if you sympathize with where I'm coming from. Like this video if you sympathize with what I said. And subscribe. But please subscribe to the Rivera Report on YouTube. Look for me on YouTube, the Rivera Report. You could help me out buying some equipment. If you buy me a cup of coffee, no amount is too little. And check out my book on buybooksontheweb.com. It's called Holding the Line, a true story of survival and a matter of life and death. That's my rant. Thanks a lot, everybody. God bless you all. And let's try to be better. Let's try to do better.